you're receiving all the good stuff that I receive in education and coaching and food, and everything was first class here. That at some point in time I need to put something back in the pail, because somebody put something in the pail for me.
Yep.
So I feel very strongly that we as players, ex-players, should come back here, do everything we can to make Clemson the best place it can possibly be, not only athletically, but academically and socially. I love Clemson University. I want to be the very best at everything.
That probably had a little bit to do with you moving.
Oh
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Spent a bunch of money on a house, so yeah, I'm all in, as Dabo Swinney would say, and it's the children I have, the wife I have, it's a really great blessings. But I'm telling you, the decision I made back in 1974 to attend Clemson University was one of the very best decisions that I've ever made, and boy, I flat love this place.
Yeah. Well, I know when you came out of high school, you had other offers, and you chose Clemson, but you were from North Carolina. Did North Carolina offer?
Oh yeah, there were all the North Carolina schools, and gone to Tennessee, and and it's kind of funny. When I first team that started recruiting me was Clemson, so I never was a Clemson fan growing up, and so I told my dad. He said they want you to come down and watch ball game. I said, I really don't want to go down there. My dad explained to me, so they won more ACC championships than anybody in the league. And this was before Florida State and all this stuff got in there. But I said, okay, we'll give it a shot, see what's happening. And literally, within the amount of time I'd gotten into Jervey Athletic Center, within 30 minutes, I knew I was going to Clemson. So I'm glad that my dad had intervened with me a little bit and told me some of the facts about it. Because like I said, growing up in North Carolina, I was not a Clemson fan. I just didn't know much about him. I heard of Coach Howard, but I just didn't. But I'll tell you what, I got here within 30 minutes. I knew where I was going to school.
Oh, and that was back in the 70s. So,
yeah.
I mean, we still hear that today.
Oh yeah, 1974 was, I came here, they were playing Georgia here, and they beat Georgia. Wow. And I'll never forget, they let us out on the field at warm-ups, and I literally sat there on that sideline, and I closed my eyes, and I could just feel that vibration that just echoing on my body, and I said, man, I can get into this place.
Hey, well, back, somebody was telling me the other day that your senior year was what, 77?
78.
78. And we had a women's season that year.
11-1, 6 in the country.
Yeah, and that's, somebody told me that was the beginning of a good Clemson football era.
Well, I think there were a few guys that came here in 1977, and number one in that was Charlie Pell and Danny Ford, Mickey Andrews, some different coaches. But Charlie Pell was the first guy that came into the room and said, why can't Clemson be really, really good at football? Why do we have to be a regional power? Why can't we just play anybody, anywhere, anytime, and hold our own and win? And I think he was the first guy that kind of globally started thinking big, instead of, because when I first got here, it seemed we were kind of a regional power, played Georgia, played the ACC, kind of stuck in the
distillery. Yeah, last weekend.
Was that, is that the one
over that last 45 years, Clemson has really been a top 10. It didn't start here 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this good football's been going on for quite some time.
Oh, yeah. So that was, somebody said we hadn't had three, since that team, we've had 3 losing seasons in football.
Yeah, I didn't know. there was some fact before that. I know we had been, Clemson in 1977 had not been to a bowl game in 18 years.
Yeah, that's what
And I think there were 3 or 4 winning seasons in that 18-year span.
Yeah.
So, there were some dark days in Clemson football, which really mystified me why that would have happened. But in 77, we went back to a bowl game, and since then it's been about every year. And it's been a really neat thing to watch. And, as an old player, I just kind of sit back. It's almost like when you give birth to a baby. And, you see that baby, and you're like, man, I could have a knucklehead like me, be a part of the creation of just a beautiful child like that. But that's the way I kind of feel. A bunch of us, a bunch of players, put a little, mixed up a little gravel, and a little bit of cement, a little bit of mortar, and put a few little blocks in the wall, and so everybody kept building on that thing, and now we've got a powerhouse in the program. And it's a neat thing to watch.
Yeah. Hey, well, back for a collector, people that's got these band cases and all, they got these collectors. You remember in '74, there's a Coke bottle, and it was an undefeated season in Death Valley.
6 or 7 wins.
Yeah, and that, I look at that thing now and I'm like, wow, now we're just waiting on national championship bottles all the time.
Well, 7-4 was the season that year. They won 6 games here, but they beat Georgia, beat Georgia Tech here, beat South Carolina here, beat North Carolina. So, 7-4 back then, they get Coca-Cola bottles made. 7-4 now,
You get fired.
you might be having moving vans in front of your house, but I don't think that'd be the case. But it's the expectation level has definitely grown here, since that time.
Yeah. Hey, another one of your teammates that you love, Steve Fuller.
Yep.
We've seen him go into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I want you to tell these people what you told me about Steve Fuller in the day. If they had stars,
Oh, he would have been a 5-star guy. I think Steve Fuller, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, and C.J. Spiller, in my opinion, the 4 biggest recruits that Clemson's had in the last half century. And those guys were all transformative players. They're the type, Steve Fuller's the kind of guy, like Watson and those other guys that not only you get a 5-star guy here, but you've got 3 and 4 and maybe 5-star guys who want to be with those guys. So that team that we had in '78, that recruiting in 1974, we had Jerry Butler, first-round pick, Steve Fuller, first-round pick. There were 6 guys on that offense that played at least 8 years in the National Football League. And so, those guys came from somewhere. They weren't getting those guys before. But I think when Steve Fuller, it was acknowledged that Steve Fuller was coming here, the recruiting got better and better and better and better. So those 4 guys, to me, are the most transforming. I'm not trying to slight anybody else, but those guys were big-time recruits. I mean, they were make or break sort of guys. And I'm glad we've had every one of them, because, look at the careers they've all had. I mean, they're all, 3 of them are already first-round picks. Trevor Lawrence will probably be the first pick in the draft. So all those guys were just big-time recruits, and Clemson was fortunate to have all of them. And they were fortunate to have Clemson.
all right. Hey, well, are we ready for our first? All right. All right. We're gonna let you step away.
Thank you, brother.
You're gonna be back, but we're gonna get you something to drink. Maybe eat some of these wings, and we're gonna bring Tim in. Come on in, Tim. Okay, we got Tim with Crusin Sounds. Just joined us on the website with a sponsorship, and man, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I want you to tell these people where you're located, and I assume you're a Clemson fan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grew up here. Was born and raised there in Clemson. We are on the 123 bypass in Seneca between the Ford dealership and Wendy's.
Okay, cool.
Right beside the liquor store. A good place for all the Clemson fans on the tailgate weekend.
I hear you. Hey, well, I was talking to Paul. I don't know if you met him yet. Paul said he bought equipment from you when he was, yeah, way back. So you've been there how long?
30 years.
30 years. Okay. Yeah. So when he told me when he got out of college, he bought it. So he
Yeah, I started it when I was 10 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah. So you know Carl.
Yes, I do.
All right. Yeah, and Carl, man, he joined us, and that's a big plus for this website.
Yes.
And I'm sure that had a little bit to do with you wanting to be part of it because you
It
knew
had a
what
lot
Carl,
to do with it because we
What he
knew
was
each
bringing.
other from school and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So do you get to any football games?
Yes. I'm there at all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right. That's cool. Well, we, like I said, we're honored to have you here, and we're glad you could join us tonight. We got a good crowd here, a lot of good people. But hey, guys, if you need some stereo equipment, hey, now you know where to go. You support these sponsors because it's because of them that we're here, and we're here with these fans and other sponsors. So, hey, Tim, thank you again.
Thank you. Nice
And yes, sir. And anything we can help you with, you let us know. Matter of fact, I got a golf cart that needs a sound system.
Hey, we can fix
Somebody-
you up.
All right.
Golf carts, boats, automobiles, whatever you need.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thanks a
buddy.
lot,
Go
brother.
Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. All right, and that's Tim with Crusin Sounds in Seneca. And hey, that was. Did you have time to get us a drink?
No,
No?
I got to visit with Taj Boyd's mother.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Look who's out here.
That's
Yeah.
that's another big problem.
Last time you saw me, I had a blue Pontiac 6000
Hoarder. She went down to my man cave one time and seen all that Clemson stuff. Called me a hoarder. But
Well, don't take me down there because I might agree with her.
I hear you. Hey, good to have you in the house now, Mama. Yeah.
Yeah, you're born a legend.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, old Todd, man, he like you said, he's one of those. And that 4th and 16,
Oh, yeah.
man, that will always.
That LSU game, that 4th and 16, may be the biggest play